So I hear people like pedalboard content, which is great for me because I talk too much. Anyway, signal chain by my new X Wireless. I really like this because the pack is super light, and I ordered a custom cable for this one because I wanted a 90 for my instrument, but I like that it feeds it the good direction down your strap right to your instrument, and this just sits on here and charges. This has a lot of great features in it. However, I basically only use it as my tuner and my wireless. Then that's going into my synth. I go into my synth first to give it the cleanest signal. I have been digging this since I got it. It took me forever to get it, but I did find one. I did get one, and I use this on a lot of stuff. I prefer this because I don't have to hook this up to a computer, and it is like a true subtractive synth. You have like all of your proper controls that you would have on like a keyboard synth, and I love that because it's all easy to get to. 6 knobs, and then each one of these buttons, when you hold them down and turn a knob, it changes their function. So lots of options on this one. And then we're going from, since there's a compressor going into this built into the pedal, I like running my compressor right after the synth because then the compressor catches basically not only my clean tone, but it catches my signal coming from here as well to even that out, because sometimes this can get a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm running a hyperluminal dark glass compressor. I really like this. Lots of great options, but guess what? There's only a few things that you have to use the computer to adjust for. Everything else is basically works like an analog circuit because you got your knobs and you got your touch pads. Basically 3 different types of compressors, 4 different ratios, plus on the FET you have your all-in setting if you want. Great little compressor, right? I love that this has a gain reduction meter. A lot of compressors have that, but some don't. I think that that's a necessity. And then we're going to go from here, and then we're going to go into the Boss. Basically, I have been using this less and less. Still a great pedal when I need that one good tone it does when you have your octave 1 all the way up and everything else at 0. Great pedal. And then we're going from here, we're going into the trusty MXR M82 bass envelope filter. I love this pedal. This was my first pedal. This does a lot of great envelope sounds. Love that this has a dry mix function. That's excellent. And then basically I like to leave my controls a certain way and basically just ride this sensitivity so that I get the good tone out of it, depending on how hot my bass is. One sec, I dropped my ring. But we're going into hot hand territory with this Manta. I use this only on a few songs. I might only use it once. I mainly use it on songs like Moves Like Jagger or River. Sometimes I do Love You Like a Love Song. Anything that has a wub 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 sound, this is probably the most effective way to get it. Love this thing. Such a neat pedal. And then we're going from the Manta, and then we're running into the HX Stomp. I used a Helix floor for a long time, and I really like a lot of the stuff that's in there. I'm using this foot switch here I use this as a set list basically. Even if I don't have an effect for a song, I still use it up, so like I have a set list now. So our first song is Hella Good by No Doubt, and then we go to Moves Like Jagger. I know my second song is Jagger. I know I have an effect in here, but I don't use it. So basically it's a set list, and then I'll click that button when we're ending. And like Heart of Glass, this compressor is never on because I have this one, but it's still there, so I have my set list. And we'll just go down and it'll click through my set list. Very effective as a set list instead of having to bring paper or some other device. I love using this for that. But it's got a lot of great stuff. Like Locked Out of Heaven, I have this really cool thing set up for the chorus where I'm running a delay for the 8th note bass line, but then I have the synth and then the whammy part in the chorus, I have that set up on parallel pass. It makes the sound super big. But I wanted to still retain the HX Stomp ecosystem when I went from the Helix floor to an analog pedal board. Lots of flexibility here. If there's something that I can't get out of all of this, I'll have it in here. Mainly delays, reverbs, big sounds, anything. This does a lot of great stuff. I also have like some global EQ set up. So basically it doubles as an EQ pedal. This is coming after the compressor. So I have my active circuit on my bass going in, and then right after this, when I had come through, I basically use this as it doubles up as a, because I low pass or high pass, usually about 40, but then I got it set up where I'm cutting out a little bit at that 500 range, boosting somewhere in that 900, 850 range. I got a little bit wider Q on that one, just a little bit. And then 1.7 to 2 kilohertz I'm boosting because I like my snap, I like my clarity, and then I roll off 16 hertz because I don't really need anything above that. So that's basically doubling as an EQ pedal. There's so much this can do. And then we're going from this into the big mama of the Sans amps. I was running a Revolt. This thing blew me away. You got the dual channel with a crossover function, right? I've been running this off because what that has allowed me to do is I got my clean, I got my drive, which is a little more aggressive because I got this byte switch engaged. But with the crossover off, when I hit this mix button, instead of separating them out with a high pass and a low pass, it essentially kind of blends them together almost equally, and it kind of warms it up like a tube amp sound. But this thing has so much flexibility with the individual levels. They each have like the same EQ points basically, give or take how loud how much you can boost and cut. And then of course you have your crossover if you use that, and you can determine where you want your high and low pass points to be. And then you got a compressor on your clean, and then your drive level, so you can ride this for more aggressive or less aggressive, and it's just a great unit. And look at how beautiful that is, like seriously. So basically that's my signal chain, that's how I'm running stuff, and here's the ring for the hot hand to do the wub 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 stuff. People get a kick out of that every time. And of course I got this. Eventually I'm probably going to get the Source Audio Dual expression because I want to be able to ride this with an expression too. Basically this is only controlling the stomp, anything that I'm using the stomp for, particularly the pitch whams. And then I should mention that I'm running a Canvas Walrus Audio HP Plus 9. That is a powerhouse. This needs like 2 amps to start up and run. It's running all of this, and it's running this on 18 volts, and I still have power left over if I ever needed it. I'm running out of taps, but if any of these pedals needed more power, it would be able to provide that. It is such a powerhouse. I'll show you down here. This thing, look at that. We're not even at fucking 50%, and I'm running all of that. Crazy. I still got a couple of 9 volt taps right there. See, it's got the 18 volt, 12 volt, 9 volt tap there. There's 2 3 amp channels that you can do 9 or 12 on both of those. I can't speak highly enough about that. I basically got the power block I made a makeshift thing out of metal brackets so that I can just kind of plug in here. Like I can just take it out and plug it in at will, so I don't have to. So this does have to be mounted somewhere, but it is so slim, but packs a freaking punch. So if anybody has any questions about any of this gear, don't hesitate. I love answering questions. I love talking gear. So Please follow. I have more gear I want to talk about. I have an opinion on a lot of stuff, which is ironic because I'm a bass player. But I love gear. I also have some other stuff that I don't always use, but it's cool nonetheless. So follow me on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok at Grant Funky Frame. I got so much more content I want to share, so I'm probably going to do a sound demo of some of this stuff too. If you guys are wondering what something sounds like, what options you have, hit me up. I swear. I'll show you. If you got questions about the Sans amp, I will plug that bitch in. I'll run it and just go through some stuff to show you what it can do in real time. And yeah, so thanks for watching.